Hello and welcome to another review video. Today I'm going to be reviewing this 3-channel budget dashcam, front, interior and rear. The front and interior cameras are 1080p and the rear is 480p. The company that originally sent me this is now ignoring my messages and completely disappeared, so I thought this review would never happen. But then I stumbled upon it on eBay by complete accident for £50. And as the eBay listing told me all the info I needed to know and I had the camera in front of me, I decided I might as well review it still. So let's see what you get for your £50. So let's see what's in the box. The first thing you get is a SD card next to the camera unit itself. So it's a rather big unit. So you got the front camera here, that's the front one. With the mount that comes up like that, it's a bit flimsy but it should be alright. And then you got the rear camera which you can twist all the way down, all the way to the back, all the way up, depending on where you want it. And then on the other side is the screen. Next is the power cable, nice good length, and it has a USB port at the end, which means you can charge your phone. And then we also have finally the third camera, the rear camera setup. First we have the little sticky pad to secure the rear camera in place, and then we have the rear camera itself. It's a nice long wire. It's got the same red wire as the Asdom's one, so I'm assuming that you can connect that to the rear brake light and it acts as a brake light. And then the actual camera itself is very similar to the Asdom, but that is much more solid and won't wobble. And the unit itself is rather nice looking. There's also a little screw in that packet in case you want to screw it rather than sticky mount it. Then finally we have the smallest instructions I've ever seen. However, the reason they're so small is because they're only in English, so that's nice. So that's everything you get when you buy this camera. Let's set this camera up in the car and see how well it performs. So now the camera is in place. The wires are pretty well thought out, but not 100% thought out, but pretty good, and the mount here is also quite wobbly and can wobble a bit. Another thing to note, when you first start the car it comes on instantly, which I've never had a camera do that before, really instantly. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because if you've got a weak battery it might mean you can't start it, but anyway, sorry about that. So it first comes up and you can see all the 3 cameras, and then you can just cycle through whether you want, which sort of what you want showing between the 3, which is quite good. And stop the recording is this button here, and then we can go into settings. So settings, we have resolution, yeah, which is that one, which is those. So you can go down, so you've got resolution, do recording, time. So these are all the settings for the camera, all settings, pretty standard stuff. And then go to that one, there's some more settings here. I won't go through them all because you've seen these hundreds of times on dashcams. It's very good really that this dashcam has so many different features. I would like to add though that in the description it says this camera is compact and discreet. I would like to disagree with that. This front unit is huge and you can't really hide it behind anything. The rear camera is small, I admit that, but this unit is huge. So anyway, let's see what the video quality is like. Look, and still go in front of me. That's just right. See what it's like.
Oh yeah.
Have they done anything different? No. Looks identical.
Just got tarmac.
Yeah, they haven't I thought they were going to do a big revamp. This bit's wider actually, isn't it?
No.
No.
Exactly the same. They're just laying tarmac.
They haven't done anything to this junction, have they?
No, well there was nothing wrong with it. I just think I need to clean up some knuckles.
Up and level.
The one with the pub.
Yeah.
the road probably did need tarmac in there. There's a few bumpy bits in it, weren't there? In the old days.
The footage is exactly what I expect it to be. It's a cheap camera, but it does a good enough job and would certainly help you out with an insurance claim. The rear camera isn't great, and the interior camera actually does a better job of being a rear camera, but it's all fine at this price point. The audio is what I expected. It's good, you can hear everything pretty clearly, and like most dashcams it's a bit quiet, but it does pick up the mount rattle rather loudly compared to the voices. But overall again, it's fine for the price point. So, should you buy this dashcam? Before I answer that, I decided to have a setup like Ashley Neal does in his videos. Side note, I did flip the rear camera. Now to me, when I did this it made much more sense. Look at this setup. It only costs £50. Plus the SD card, but still, £50. The rear camera definitely looks better as a supporting role like this, rather than being the main image. So let's go back to the question of should you buy this dashcam? The answer is yes. If you're after a budget dashcam that's 3 channels, you can't really go wrong, and you need to go right ahead and buy it. But if you're expecting an amazing video quality, then probably not for you. You should probably have a look at my review of the VFO A139, as that is a fantastic, if not pricey, 3 channel dashcam.